Today's video, we're going to be going over how to journal. Very simple and sweet how to journal and how I journal. I'm going to be displaying that. First things first, I use Notion. You can download it on the web. You can have it on your phone. And then eventually you're going to need the file explorer. Basically from the file explorer, you just take the snipping tool right here. Snipping tool, and you just drag it into the file. You name it, whatever. And that's pretty much it. You know, simple and sweet. And then you drag that file or that screenshot or whatever you want to call it into the Notion page. And then you just start jotting down the journal from there. So I'll be showing you guys my journal and how I journal and how I was journaling wrong for the past couple of months, and then basically how to journal properly, and that's basically it. If we come here to my trading journal, I don't know where I was, but as I stated, again, journaling, I used to do it very wrong. I eventually, realized this whenever I was meditating upon. I'd write down questions and I would just meditate. These are the ones that I meditate upon. And journaling and then charting are basically, journaling your trades is very important. Charting too, it's very important because you can go over that. You can chart the night before and then eventually go over it in the morning to remind yourself of what you're going to be looking for. And I don't go anything below the 1 hour. So I'm going to show you how I chart, and then eventually I'm showing you my journal. I'm showing you what to do and then what you shouldn't do basically today, and hopefully you guys enjoy things like that in the economic calendar, what we're expecting, simple stuff like that, just for like an overall basis, like my game plan. I usually like writing it down on a piece of paper from like the previous night, again with the charting too, like going over it in the morning, reviewing what I expect and what type of market environment we're in. But as for journaling, I'll be showing you guys my journaling right now, what not to do. So the past couple of months, I should say, until recently I started changing it when I meditated. This is not what you should do. You should not, this is not really viable in my opinion. You mark out the date, ticker, what account basically, and you write a reason for it, basically blah blah blah. I wrote the reason down, one chart. I showed you basically where I got stopped out due to spread and how the market was. It wasn't a good journal. I go back on this and I read it. I took a loss in NQ, chopped, dump position off because it started going to upside, took us out, spread. First things first, I don't know what the weekly, monthly, candle, daily, I don't know what it looks like. I don't know how much I risked. I don't know the initial reason for the trade on 4 hour, 15. What was our dealing range? I don't know any of that because I didn't journal enough. So let me show you the right way to do it when you're journaling. This is not what you want to do. This is decent, but it's not there. You're not going to progress if you continue to do this, and that's kind of what I saw. I wasn't progressing when I was journaling like this. Wasn't seeing any progression. I was very inconsistent. I wasn't improving. I wasn't putting in enough work, I wasn't putting enough annotations on the chart, and then just in the journal in general. So I'm gonna show you guys now. So recently we've been, basically making pages. So what do? I just do this, the trade, and then eventually I make new page right there, and that's pretty much it. So recently today we took an NQ trade, then we took another one. We took a little loss. I'm gonna show you that right now. Then I'll show you the W. So 1R, minus 1R, we basically risked 1% here. I'll write that down. It was a 1% risk. That's all. Just for 1R, we lost 1R. Waiting, using higher time from dealing range to frame more trade ideas in the higher time perspective. What can you fix? What can you fix? You could go back and fix that trade idea before you entered the trade. Mistakes. What was your mistake as soon as you entered the trade? And on the 1 minute time frame, I showed you basically. My charting is looking a lot better recently. I've just been improving. I've been again seeking improvement every day. See here, 1 minute dealing range, high to low, fractal dealing range. We got a breaker and basically a little internal sweep, and then I expected this sell side imbalance to hold, but there was no market structure shift with this low. Just a little breaker here, and I thought that was going to be a good unicorn. That's why I entered, stop above the high, minus 1R. It's okay. 5 minute time frame. You can see here we didn't get a closure for the order block and the mean threshold, so it wasn't valid for the mean threshold to hold, and the order block, we never got a closure below. In order for me to classify an order block as a change in the state of delivery, I'm going to need a closure. The wicks are not enough. I need a closure like this to confirm it, like this right here. I need a closure like this, an order block. And then this is where it gets better. The 15 minute time frame, we should have spotted the SIBI. Basically this sell side imbalance up here, it was in a premium. We were shorting in a discount using the dealing range there when we entered the trade right here, and it just wasn't ideal. This would have been a better trade up here, even if it just barely tapped the sell side imbalance. We entered next candle, we got stopped out. I would have been more reasonable as to why I took that loss. Maybe we should have seen this sell side being swept, expecting it to be swept. We could have a re-entry, and that's what happened. And then the 1 hour time frame, you can see from the previous day high and low, you can see the dealing range from the previous day high and low. Again, that 15 minute time frame, this entry with this one, you can see we should have been shorting inside of a premium. And then we also swept buy side liquidity on the 1 hour, some little internal range. These are external levels. I do expect the previous day low to get swept soon. And then eventually on the 4 hour, you can see the fractal, not the fractal, the higher time frame dealing range from the previous week high, previous week low. We were barely in a discount. We should have waited till getting into that discount, I mean that premium. And you can just see that perfectly. This mean threshold of this order block was tapped very smoothly on the 4-hour time frame. Now I'm gonna show you the winning trade we took on NQ today. It's the same concept I just told you. Basically, we saw that buy side being swept. We saw this 1 minute breakaway gap, 1 minute market structure shift, and then I was like, we're respecting the 15-minute sell side imbalance. The 15-minute had a couple of minutes to close, so I entered right there, this up close candle, and then eventually, like I said, we entered, swept, market structure shift. I used the fractal dealing range. I was like, all right, we're not going to go and get into a discount, or I mean a premium to short any further. We're already, too deep into that already on the higher time frame, so we might as well just short right now. And that's kind of what I did. And then as you can see, just multiple down close candles. These are 2 areas where we took partials, and then our final target down here, 5-minute time frame. Again, we swept sell side. There was an SMT divergence here. You can see NQ took out that high, while ES or SPX never took out that high. This high right here, and then this high of course too. So a little turtle soup entry you could have had right there. This is on the 1-hour chart. So Wicks did the damage. Today was just a very sloppy day. As I stated in the other one, what could I fixed? Just a very sloppy day. Today's one of those days where it wasn't high probability. It was very low probability. But if you scale down to the lower time frames, you'll probably find trade ideas there. You just got to use these higher time frames and understand that the wicks are going to do the damage, but the bodies will tell you the story. And you're gonna have to catch those wicks. Have good risk management. That's it. That's the only thing that can save you. And then the 1-hour time frame, you can see again, just swept sell side. We were actually shorting inside of a premium from the previous day high and low, and then same thing for the previous week high and low. We were just at equilibrium. It was a pretty decent range to be shorting at. A lot better than the previous one. Of course, I waited for more confirmation that we wanted lower prices. That's why we didn't catch the top. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be showing you guys how I chart, basically how I'm charting, what I did wrong, and then how to do it correctly. So we're going to be showing you guys how the incorrect way is. Basically, we're going to go to July. July is one of those months where I thought I was doing it correct, but I wasn't. This is what you don't want to do. You don't want to use the weekly time frame. On the left right here, you want to be. This was a little bit better than the journaling, in my opinion. We had a little higher time frame, PD array, and we were just seeing how the higher time frame PD arrays were aligning. And then eventually we have that daily time frame. We have a Sibi inversion for rally up, another one at the bottom, and then a big BC, and then a big Sibi, and then retraces. This is something you don't want to do. You don't want to use one chart. You don't want to use weekly time frame, daily time frame. No, you don't want to do that. I'm gonna show you the correct way right here. I'm gonna show you right now. Scroll down, you can see here for the dollar index. We're gonna show you basically what I expect from the dollar index. Dollar index monthly time frame. This is how you're gonna want to frame your daily bias. You need to just go from time frame to time frame, time frame to time frame. Like, I've been improving a lot recently on my charting and just like my annotations and my trades too. My trading has been improving a lot. As you see in the last trade, I knew what I did wrong. I just fixed it instantly, and I took the trade, and I could have break even day right there. Boom, break even. It was a good day. It's a good day. It's a good day if you didn't put any risk. I didn't lose anything. I didn't win anything. It was just a regular day. And today's was a low probability day, but I didn't lose anything, so I'm happy with the result. But monthly time frame, we didn't hit a premium. We did hit a premium slightly. Then we could be dropping. If not, the consequent encroachment from the Sibi would be a target for sure if we continue to rally. So I used the monthly dealing range from this high right here to this little low. You can use the other ones. Another time frame other than the monthly is going to be the 3-month. 3-month is very powerful, but it does take a while to print. So I use the monthly, and you can find quarterly shifts there with the 3-month time frame. But we did hit a premium, then we dropped. If we seek premium prices, then the consequent encroachment is a target basically. So if we seek more premium prices after taking out the previous month high, which most likely can occur, we're going to expect the consequent encroachment, and then probably going to use another quadrant like the 25% or the 75%. I don't know where it would be, but 25 up here basically, and just seeing that level. Weekly time frame, we can see the premium with consequent encroachment is holding for lower prices, it seems to me. We also need that BISI can hold. We also can see that the BISI is holding the previous week low. Because ran through, we're going to use that previous week low as we need a closure for that buy side to go, and then eventually I'll use it as an inverse for the previous week low to push price lower. I will target the previous month low, but as you can see, the premium consequent encroachment was holding for lower prices. But now, eventually I'm at the update it today. See if it all depends on how we close on this weekly candle. If we close above it, then of course more bullish prices are going to come. I'm going to target this high up here, and you can just see we dropped after hitting that premium price right here. We dropped, and then we were just now ranging. So we still have yet to take out the previous week low or the previous week high. But if we do take out the previous week high, since we have been more bullish, I want to see a closure above it. Of course, I just don't want to see a wick and then down, come down. No, I want to see a closure above it. Just keep going above it, and eventually, it's near the premium wick, so we got to stay above that too. So yeah, we got to close on that weekly time frame up there for me. And then the daily time frame, we can see we have a buy side imbalance here on the daily time frame. We closed above the consequent encroachment, which is a good indication. And then we also need to take out this internal buy side liquidity, basically the previous week high, and then eventually more buy side internally there. And then that's pretty much it, yeah. And then for the 4-hour time frame here, we can see we have a inversion. We use the previous week high, previous week low dealing range, and we can see we were tapping into a discount. And if we want to rally, this is going to be the time to rally, pretty much. And then classic low of weekly profile for a bullish week. So with Tuesday, created that low of week. This is Monday we dropped. Tuesday we came, and then we dropped. We created the low of week right there. And studying weekly profiles is very important. Core content month 8, I do believe. Hold on, let me check. Core content month 7 is where the weekly profiles are. Core content month 8 is the daily profiles, and then eventually core content month 10 is the New York session profiles. So if you need all those profiles, I just gave it to you, free sauce right there. 7 is for weekly, 8 is for the daily profiles, and then 10 is for the New York session profiles. So yeah, that's pretty much how you chart like this, ladies and gentlemen. You just chart, you write it down, you write down the little chat box right there, you put in the text, you mark your charts out. You don't have to use basically session breaks. The only reason I use session breaks instead of the New York sessions is because it's easier on the chart. The previous day high, previous day low from the daily candle here, it's more easier to navigate through. Basically I'm just using this right here, and then put in the 2 lines. It's very easy, and then you just drop it down. You can see why. And I just, as you saw back then, I used to use it a lot more until I switched from midnight, and I just wasn't comfortable using midnight. Sometimes the prices will be different from that daily time frame from the New York midnight opening. So I still use midnight opening price line. I still use that, but I just don't use the vertical lines anymore, because I prefer session breaks. It's preference, it's all personal preference. You have to find what works for you. It may be the New York midnight, it may not. You have to go and find and see. But this is how you chart, basically. So yeah, and I realized that my charting and my journaling, everything has been improving recently. The risk management has been there, the trades have been there, and now it's really just over time execution and progression and evolving. That's the only thing I'm really focusing on now. We are still near drawdown on the funded account for the 10K. The 15K we haven't really touched much recently. It's really just the 10K. I think I lost 1% from the previous this week. This week I'm just down a little bit, 1%. So that is pretty much it. We're at 3% drawdown, and then yet last week we're at 2%, so we're just out with 3%. I do plan on getting out of drawdown. We're evolving. This week has been a little bit more rough, especially with euro going up above that daily sell side imbalance and then eventually dropping. I was trying to short euro yesterday, and it was that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Make sure you guys subscribe, leave a like. Peace.